Hello, thank you for tuning in to this week's section of reads. This should be on the YouTube channel James13 Wicca, in case you're seeing it somewhere else. The dice and decks I'm using are going to be listed below. Other than that, if you'd like a reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day. Hello, Capricorn. Thank you very much for tuning in for this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Capricorn? Fairly good start. Energy seems pretty good. You might be quite happy at this point. I'm saying that because you got the Two of Cups going to your benefit. What do you want to do? What do you want to... Oh, that's an interesting card. I don't see anything like... I don't see anything really even remotely negative, which is very cool, right? I mean, you know. I mean, you have your share of problems like anybody else. If something wants to go the right way for a while, let's go for it. You know, let's do that. Let's do that. I will say, going forward on this reading, there is this moment where things could get off track, but I think that's one of the points of this reading. It could be a very smooth, like, this is going well, heads up, bump in the road, does not have to upset the apple cart. So I think that's what this is going for. You've made a decision prior to today, whatever today is. It wasn't about, you didn't really care for the decision. You did what you felt like had to be done. The Two of Pentacles came in. You made the smart decision. And it was not about liking it. It was like, this is what I need to do. I feel like this makes sense. I feel like it makes sense. It doesn't sound right, so I don't know if I'm saying it wrong, but I feel like it makes sense. Maybe you understand it better than I do. Because I'm like, if it's the right decision, if it makes sense, why don't you like it? But I'm getting like, it's almost like, you know, okay, I'm getting the analogy. This makes more sense to me. Like when I was a kid, I feel like this happened a couple times where we're going on these long trips and there's 3 cars going and you can't sit with the people you want because they have to add up the people in a way where people won't argue and will more than likely get along. We can't have all the troublemakers in one car. We can't have all the quiet ones in another car because it's just, yeah, that one car is going to be crazy. So I feel like this is the decision I had to make. It's kind of like, it's kind of like I didn't want to travel in this car with so and so in the other one, but it's what needed to happen to keep the situation under control and to work correctly. So I did what needed to be done. I didn't like that I had to drive with them or ride with them, but I did it because it was the right move to make. So this is leading up to where we are now. You've made the tough decisions more than once. I mean, let's be fair. Like, I don't think Capricorn is a stranger to the tough decisions, but this was a very defining moment to the whole how this goes, because I feel like I expect more than not to have to make the uncomfortable yet successful decisions. And you do where you need to. You're very strategic about it. You try to see it before it gets there. Like if there's a trip coming or if there's something coming down the pike and you're like, things are going to go a little different, you try to get things lined up best you can. You try to decide what this, what that, way before it even becomes an issue. You try to get it right out of the way as much as you can, and you try to accept, like, all right, I'm going to have to do that. I don't want to do that. It's not about wanting it. It's about getting the right outcome. That's what I need to do. All right. And you just keep going forward. You've already have the plan. You've already made the decision. This is why I saw this card and it felt comfortable, and I thought that was weird. It's a fire card. Fire doesn't usually go with earth. Doesn't usually work. But this is kind of like The plan's already there. I know the boundaries. I know what I need to do. I know where I got to stay in. I know, as long as, and if I just keep things moving, people don't chat long enough. So if I just keep them moving, they don't keep chatting and causing issues. So it's like I can keep moving. I can keep moving. Can keep going. It's like we got to go west. I keep pushing west. As long as I keep moving, people keep going. We're staying close enough to the boundaries that I'm okay with it. I just keep it moving. I just keep it moving. But you already know where you're going. You already have that sense of direction working to your benefit. So I feel like that's why it's comfortable. Kind of like, yeah, I kind of thought this was how it was going to go. Made peace with it. Know where I'm going. It's all good. I keep checking the compass or whatever I'm using, the map. We're close enough. It's good. I can correct it. This was never going to be perfect. You never thought it would be perfect, is what I'm getting. So I just need it successful. I don't need perfect. Perfect doesn't seem... I just need it to be successful. It reminds me... I'm using that kid analogy, but it reminds me of that. Like, kids are kids. Kids are kids. They're going to be kids. Like, if you're going to try to plan every little thing, say goodbye to your sanity, because it's not going to work. But if you kind of allow for this, allow for that, and keep it within certain boundaries, it can be okay. We can make it to where we need to go. The Chariot moving forward, this energy is working with you and against you at the same time. If this can talk about Cancer energy, which is ironic. Cancer and Capricorn are opposites on the zodiac. I keep feeling like this is a full moon thing, but I don't know what that means other than maybe something is happening during a full moon that's going to make sense, that's going to really click this into focus. So the next full moon, whenever you're watching this, whenever the next full moon is, there might be a significant move forward. Because I keep moving forward, I keep seeing what I need to do. This energy works with and against you at the same time. I keep getting that. Works with and against you, with and against you. I don't think this shocks you. I don't think this shocks you at all. I feel like you roll with it. I just feel like I don't have the time to really... Like, it's not going to destroy anything. It's just obnoxious once in a while. But it's also very beneficial once in a while. So it's kind of like... I don't know. Whatever I'm working with, it's like, I know it won't do anything really bad. It'll just do things that annoy me once in a while. And I don't really want to deal with that. So I'm just kind of pretending I don't see things, but I do see them. You definitely see them, but you might be pretending like you don't. Mostly because you don't want to address it. Because it might be a never-ending story if you did. Take that with a grain of salt. This, I'm trying to keep it, like, the Wheel of Fortune and the Ten of Pentacles are not really playing nice here. It's a little bit shaky, but possibilities keep coming forward. I still think you saw this, not exactly what's happening, but you knew like it was going to get shaky. You knew it was going to get rough. I feel like I'm rolling with it. You're holding the line. You're holding it together. I kind of feel like you're playing it really smart. You're not letting people know. Is that really... You're not letting people know that you're happy or that you're doing okay with the situation. You're letting them think that maybe you're not, because they're more likely to do what they're supposed to do. This reminds me of, like, I currently don't have dogs, but when I did, if they're misbehaving and they think you're upset, they seem to chill out and be like, oh, I'm in trouble. And they kind of chill out sometimes. So you don't want to break that face, because you're like, if I act like I'm happy, they're going to go back to being cuckoos. And I don't really want that to happen. So I'm just going to act like I'm not the happiest right now, so that they mind their P's and Q's. That's what I mean, take it with a grain of salt. That's what I'm getting, because it seems like it's working. You might be having some type of strategic response like that, like, and it might not be that you look cranky. You may just have this very concentrated look on your face, and you may be keeping yourself busy, because when you have that concentrated look on your face, people know better than to mess that up, because then they'll get the wrath of Capricorn, which is typically not enjoyable. So this seems like this part works out fine. I think you're very strategic. Working very smart through it. You already know it works. You're using it. This was probably already a part of the plan before you even got to this part. Seems to be successful. It's all good. This next part, this is the bump part. Exactly how does this bump part work? Something's not right. Three of Cups, which is very good social energy. Could be family, could be friends, co-workers, whatever, but good. Misconceptions. It's the Emperor reversed, which the reversed Emperor is one of two things the way I read it, to be fair. It's either lies in some version, or it's somebody who thinks they know what they're doing and they do not know what they're doing. It's somebody who thinks they have the truth, they do not have the truth. It's one of the two. It's either flat out lies when it's reversed. Sometimes I get that. In this one, I'm starting to think it might be more aligned with somebody who thinks they know what they're talking about. They do not know what they're talking about. I can hear it off to the side. Some Capricorn lone off in the distance going, oh, and that's new? I don't know what that's about, but okay. Okay. There's misconceptions here. This isn't okay. What is Capricorn supposed to do with this? Do you ignore it? Ironically, I feel like ignore it? I don't know if that's going to work well. I don't feel like that's the best. I don't know what's going on with that. If you ignore it, you technically will be okay, but there's like something unresolved that's going to have to be resolved later. I feel like this is just something that's going to haunt me and I have to deal with later, and I don't really feel like I want to do that. Technically, you'll be successful. Technically, you'll be fine. I just keep getting like something haunting me in the background, and I'm like, I have to deal with that sooner or later. I feel like I have to. There's something where I can't seem to escape it. Sooner or later, I'm going to need to deal with it because the way I handled it, the way I ignored it, I just feel like there's gonna be some type of backlash for that. It doesn't have to go that way. I get the Knight of Pentacles not working right. Kind of like I'll just ignore it and move on, and it just doesn't move on. It just kind of lingers there, and I just feel like sooner or later I gotta deal with something that I don't really want to. Judgment kind of goes in your favor, kind of like you're gonna be successful, but it's kind of like I still have to come around and deal with the fact that I ignored it, and that didn't seem to work to my benefit overall. Like there's success, but then there's the dealing with that. All right, there's another option. Okay. The fact that this, I don't know. Somebody who thinks they know what they're talking about, they don't know what they're talking about, but life is so political sometimes. Three of Pentacles, the Tower reversed, which is better, it's kind of like it's still like it's a minor upset. The way I'm getting this part, I'm more of an intuitive reader, but the Tower upside down in this situation is kind of like, we could be heading for a problem, but we're seeing where the damage is, and we have an opportunity to fix it before it's a problem. Continuing on the direction, but working or having that other person prove their point. It's not a lot of difference here, but there's some major differences, but it doesn't seem like a lot. I'm addressing it. I feel like I'm doing some research and I'm posing questions back, kind of like, you said this and that, but what I'm finding doesn't match. Can you show me proof of what you're talking about? And I send them off to prove what they're saying. And I feel like I just keep moving forward, but I need to keep going, so I keep going. Why is this a new beginning? Why is this a new beginning for Capricorn? Respect. Oh. You're totally taking the power away from somebody by doing that. Respect. I keep getting something about respect. Showing that energy, doing a little bit of research, saying, you know what, I know you said this and that, right? I did this, it doesn't seem to match. Can you go on your side and find me proof that what you said is going to make sense? and then we can revisit it. Because what I saw here, that doesn't make sense. I did a little research on your side and bring me back some references, and then we'll look at it again. It seems to like take away the power from somebody else who probably shouldn't have that power anyway. I mean, I don't know. The general read, you take it where you need to take it. Because the Justice card came out reversed for the other person, kind of like, you know, like it. I just feel like it's not, they're not going to be able to do anything. They're not going to be able to complain. That Justice card reversed, it's kind of like, I feel like they're being called out, and I feel like they don't like it. But you have this moment where you can prove, like, I was considering it. I started researching it because if I'm going to go that direction, I need to have some backup. I was just looking into it, and it didn't match what they told me. So I asked them to, like, show me what, you know, go get references, put it together a little differently, and show me what you were talking about, and we can consider it again. I did everything I could to work with them. What do you want? Like, I mean, I don't think you're going to say that last part, what do you want? But, you know, that Justice card reversed. Is there something else with that Justice card reversed? I don't think you're liking that. You're going to move on from that energy. And I feel like once I've proven that their stories are full of air, let's do that. Once I prove their stories are full of air, I'm done. The Justice reversed, I'm getting that I'm seeing somebody a little bit clearer. I don't like what I'm seeing, and I just feel like I don't have the time to waste on such people. I don't have the time to waste on such people. I'm not about to. I don't want to. I'm not going to. I have to play that strategically. As I feel like most of you are going to be in some type of work setting. Probably not all of you. Even if it's a family setting, I still feel like it's more beneficial to play it more politically, more strategically. Kind of like your opinion is clearly valid, but there's no reason it should go against you. Let people believe what they want to believe, but if you play it close to your chest, like a poker hand, I don't feel like it has to be any guff for you. I feel like I see somebody, and I don't really like what I'm seeing. That's what the Justice card reversed is. And I was trying not to go there, but that's what I'm getting. So moving on from that moment, because it is what it is. Two of Cups reversed, and the Wheel of Fortune coming out of power. What do we mean by that? Like the Wheel of Fortune is being taken out of the situation. You're leaving it to somebody else to figure it out. Somebody else thinks they can do better with whatever this is. I feel like it's a person, but if it's a situation, whatever. Somebody else feels like they can do better with it. Merry Christmas. Hallelujah. Whatever. Happy Hanukkah. Happy whatever. You know, Mazel Tov. Whatever you got going on. You know, happy solstice. Whatever you need. Happy Kwanzaa. Have it. Go right and knock your socks off. I feel like I'm like, sure. All yours. Socks. Knock them right off. Go ahead. I feel like I'm just letting that part go, especially after I see what this person's more like. I don't really want to deal with them anyway. They want it. Somebody else wants it. Okay. Enjoy. I feel like I easily let that go because I'm not happy about something. There's probably more to this than is in this reading. There's a lot more layers, and I feel like if that happens the way this looks like it's going to happen, you were looking for the reason anyway. And when the proof showed right up, you're like, you know what? Enough. And I feel like that's where this is going. Capricorn is a very resilient energy and does not like giving up. But also, there's a point where it's like, there's a difference between giving up and wasting your time. And it's not giving up when you just identify something like, no, I'm not giving up. I have finished wasting my time. And once I've identified that I've been wasting my time, I don't have anything for that. I don't have any more time for that. This energy shifts around you. Um, there's a big change going on here after this. The way, if this happens the way it looks like it's going to happen, you let go of that, it seems like the situation reconstructs in a more orderly fashion. I get that the Knight of Wands is still here, but we also got the Sun card. It doesn't mean that everything is perfect, but I feel like it's like when I say more of an orderly fashion, where the Knight of Fire is in there, it's kind of like maybe you have some kids, for example, we're going to use the kid analogy again, and you know that some of them are going to be a little bit crazy, they just have their moments. It's kind of like, all right, it's kind of like I remember some parents, they had like the downstairs basement. I think it's one person had half the basement. The kids were allowed to play in half the basement, and there was a bathroom down there. So they kept them contained down there, and they were to use that one bathroom while they were down there. And then so they kept all the craziness contained there. The rest of the house was fine, but that's where they kept everything contained. I think they also like, I remember like somebody was down there. I think there was an office down there, and there was always somebody in that office or somebody's bedroom or something. So it was always being watched, and people were always aware of what was going on down there. But it's kind of like it's segregated out, and sometimes it's like, can we segregate it to certain times? It's kind of like, you know, an hour before we leave for school, you can be a little bit crazy. 2 hours after we get home from school, you can be a little bit crazy in this area. But then after that, you know, there's rules. There's only certain things like on the weekends. There's certain times here. It might be regulated like that. I feel like it's working. The whole thing shifts. It goes better. And it has a lot to do with what you've already gone through, what you've already decided, how you've already seen things play out. Based on the history at this point in the future, so we're going forward, then coming back, things are going to go a lot better because it's kind of like I've already done more than enough. There's a difference between giving up and not wasting your time anymore. Again, it's not giving up when you just recognize like, no, I'm wasting my time. I'm not about to waste one more second on that, not even one. It seems it balances out. It balances out really well. That was a trip. It took a while to get there, but I feel like it worked out. All that just, yeah, it's going to create a big change. It's very revolutionary in a sense. Everything feels different once it settles. And I think you're going to be a lot happier in the end, as happy as you realistically can be. People are who people are. You can't control who people are. But once you see them for who they are, they got to be put in their proper place, I guess. All right, I'm going to shut this down here. Hope that helps. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day.